Hey everybody, thanks for watching The Mile High Biker. In this video, we are starting a small little series of videos all about winter e-bike riding. E-bikes are super popular. We want to ride them all year. Many people have an e-bike similar to mine. So I want to share over the past winter and coming into my second winter now with the e-bike, what I do to kind of make things a little bit easier on snow and ice and when it's super cold outside. In this first video, we're going to talk about some changes and things you might want to do to your bike to get it ready to be out in cold weather and wet weather and slick, icy, or snowy weather. In subsequent videos, I'm going to talk about how I prepare my body to be out in the cold. And I'm going to do that starting with my feet. Then I'll make a video about my legs, what I do there. I'll make a video about my body or torso area. I'll make a video about my head and face and eyes. And I'll make a video specifically about hands too. I think that will be able to cover everything in depth. Also in this video, I want to talk a little bit about the differences between riding an e-bike in the wintertime and riding a regular human-powered bike in the wintertime, because those I had to learn through experience, and there are definitely some differences. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is change these tires. You can see they're pretty, they have a tiny bit of tread, but these are the tires that came with it. They're great for regular riding and all that, but they're only about 1.95 inches wide. We want to go wider, we want to go knobbier, and so here you go. I made a video going through the process of finding the correct size, the biggest one that would fit on the rear of a rad Power Bikes Mission 1. I love this bike. It is discontinued though, so sorry about that. But 2.3 in the front and a 2.2 in the back. Let's get these tires changed. All right, we got those tires swapped out. Man, I forgot that it does change the look of a bike when you change the tires, and I really like how I like how this bike looks with these beefy, knobby mountain bike tires. I think it looks just more awesome, to be honest. You'll see both fenders I did have to remove. That's one of the downsides to getting a bigger tire on this type of bike. You're probably not going to be able to fit the stock fenders that came with the bike. You might find fenders that you can use, and I do have this SKS clip-on fender that's actually designed for a 29-inch mountain bike. But this thing is adjustable. It fits on your seat post. Let me show you that. All right, so yeah, this just clips onto your seat post. Whoops. Like that. And you want to get it as low as you can to the tire so that it will collect as much splashback. This is not an amazing setup on this bike. Let me zoom in. This is not the best setup on this bike because there's nothing to block the tail light. The fender probably blocks the tail light view a little bit, but a little bit of a trade-off to have a nicer, bigger tire that I can ride in snow and ice and not die. Another unfortunate trade-off to getting a bigger tire in the front is I don't have a fender that will reach and clear on the front here. I have to look into that. There are a lot of different kind of clip-on fenders, aftermarket fenders to fit all sorts of different bikes. Sometimes it takes a little searching, but they're well worth it. So just something short I have seen like a little blade thing that's just short, covers this part here, will help save the battery and electronics area. I mean, if I could get full coverage all the way down here, that'd be great. But okay, swapping tires is always fun. If you are not confident with swapping or you've never done it, you don't know how, take it to the shop you got it at, take it to any bike shop. Flipping to a bigger, knobbier tire on your bike is definitely going to help you out in the winter. Just a note about battery life. You might notice that your e-bike's battery life is a little shorter, maybe a little less power. When you put on knobbier tires, you're going to have more rolling resistance, and so it does suck a little energy out of the bike, as well as going into winter and it being cold outside. That's going to suck more energy out of your battery as well. I live in an apartment, and luckily this bike, the battery comes off, so I do keep it upstairs in my apartment where it's warm, and that's where I charge it and all that stuff. I have heard of people getting like a neoprene wrap or something that they put over their battery to try to help keep it from, keep it a little insulated. I've looked on the Rad Power Bikes website thinking maybe they had something. I didn't see anything like that, so maybe there's an aftermarket or somebody just like cut up their wetsuit and put some Velcro on. I don't know. I'm a big fan of neoprene, and we'll talk about that in one of these later videos. Here's a really quick note about how you ride your e-bike in the winter. You know, honestly, it's just like driving a car. You're gonna go slower, especially when you need to stop or turn, okay? Bikes don't turn on ice, so just go straight and coast and you'll be fine, and try not to build up too much speed. And that's pretty much how you ride in snow and ice through the city without hurting yourself. And lastly, before we wrap this video up, I wanted to talk about how riding an e-bike in the wintertime is different than riding a regular bike in the wintertime. And the biggest difference is you're much colder on an e-bike because you're not working as much, you're not putting in the energy and get your heart rate up, so your body is not going to warm up like it will on an acoustic bike. And so you have to be more covered, thicker layers, kind of think of it more like skiing, snowboarding. If you're already into those kind of winter things, you have all the gear you probably need to get going on your e-bike in the winter as well. So I definitely wear different clothes. I usually have to wear more layers or thicker layers when I'm riding the e-bike to compensate for that coldness, because I'm not heating up, and that's head to toe, as we'll go over in the following videos, how I stay covered and comfortable and warm. I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope that you learned something or found this video interesting. Get your e-bike ready, even if it's snowing. Let's keep riding this winter. Have a good one. See you in the next video.